She said, your results show someone who is in full-blown menopause. Welcome back to my channel. Emma Lady here, aka the Relentless Boss. On this channel, you are going to hear all things menopause and how you can thrive during this transition. Remember to subscribe, like, and share this video. This is my menopause story. I actually started menopause at age 38. However, I did not know that that was what was going on with me. I experienced 32 symptoms of perimenopause and had no idea. I finally actually realized this is hormonal. There's a hormonal imbalance going on. I need to go and get my blood tests checked. I contacted my doctor via telephone and I spoke to a male doctor who wasn't someone that I was familiar with. He was actually a locum doctor. And because I don't ever really have to go to the doctors because thankfully to God, I am well. And so I spoke to this doctor. I explained to him that I have a myriad of symptoms and he promptly said to me, I don't have time to listen to all your list of symptoms. So just give me one or two and I'll provide you a solution. And I began to explain to him some of the brain and mental health issues that I was experiencing. And I asked if I could have hormone tests done, so blood tests done, checking my hormones. And he said, well, no, because I need to be able to justify the reason why I'm sending you to go and have blood tests done to check your hormones. He completely dismissed everything that I had said and promptly prescribed me antidepressants without any investigation, because I spoke to him via telephone. So there was no blood test, there was no investigation, there was no being sent to the hospital to check what my actual symptoms were and what was actually going on inside of my body. He just, based on what I told him, he just decided that he was gonna prescribe me antidepressants because I'm crazy. I experienced 32 perimenopause symptoms, which included, the list is so long that I literally had to note it down: depression, suicidal thoughts, insomnia, night sweats, weight gain, stubborn belly fat, appearance of aging, dark eye circles, joint pain, fatty liver, hot flashes, extreme anxiety, feelings of not being able to cope with the simplest tasks, feeling overwhelmed, irritability, forgetfulness, loss of memory or memory lapse, brain fog, lack of focus and concentration, clumsiness, extreme rage or anger, no joy, lack of joy, in fact, zero joy, flat mood, isolation, loss of interest in life and purpose, loss of hope, constant stress, and the concept of losing myself and not knowing why. I didn't feel like a woman. I didn't feel attractive. I didn't feel attractive to the opposite sex. I didn't feel like a human being. So the second doctor I spoke to was a female. And this was 6 months after I had initially contacted the first doctor. I ended up leaving my previous surgery that I had been with for 18 years to go to a new one to try and get to the bottom of what was actually going on in my body. I registered with a new GP and I spoke to a female doctor and I explained to her that I've had a myriad of symptoms and I think I'm going through the menopause. I don't know what's going on with my body, but I know that there's something wrong and it needs to be checked. I explained to her that I had not had a period for 3 months. And for those of you who may not be aware, perimenopause is the before you get to the actual menopause. Menopause is when you haven't had a period for 12 months. I had not had a period for 3 months, but when I was speaking to that female doctor, my period had come back. So she said, well, you're quite young, because now I'm in my 40s, but she was like, I'm in my early 40s. She was like, you're quite young to be going through menopause, but I will put you through for the blood test to check your hormone levels. So she immediately booked me in to have the blood test done. I went to have the blood test. 2 weeks later, the blood test came back and she said she wanted to speak to me about the results. And what she said to me was just completely mind-blowing to me, although I knew there was something wrong. So it was just confirmation that I was right. I know my body. She said, your results show someone who is in full-blown menopause. I remember I said menopause is when you haven't had a period for 12 months. She said your estrogen levels and your FSH levels are abnormal. They are completely tanked low, which is the reason why I was experiencing all these brain and mental health issues. No one told me that menopause affected your brain. It wasn't until this doctor was now telling me that my estrogen levels were low and I began to actually do my research that I realized, wow, a woman's brain actually needs estrogen to function at optimum level. Without estrogen, we can't function at optimum level. Our brain health and our mental health is affected, and that's what was happening with me. She said, I'm no advocate of hormone replacement therapy, also known as HRT. However, because you seem to be starting your menopause earlier, I would highly recommend you begin a course of HRT. So I'm like, why didn't my mum or any of my female relatives who have gone through menopause tell me about this? All I ever heard growing up was about hot flushes. No one ever explained that your brain health can be affected in menopause. So I was completely blindsided by the mental health symptoms that come with menopause. And I realized that I need to share my story. I need to tell other women about my experience. The more we share our experiences is the more that we can empower, we can raise awareness, and we can let other women know that, yes, you're going to go through this transition, but you don't have to suffer in silence. You don't have to suffer through the transition. You can actually thrive through this transition, which is what I've been able to do, thanks to God. I said to the doctor, I'll think about HRT. Let me think about it. And she said, okay, I'll give you some time to think about it. And when you're ready to discuss it, come back to me and we can look for some solutions. And I went away and I realized to myself that hormone replacement therapy was not going to be the best option for me, because for those of you who've heard my story about having an autoimmune disease, I was on steroids for a good number of years. And hormone replacement therapy is actually a steroid hormone. It's synthetic. And I had extreme side effects from taking steroids before, which meant I knew that HRT would not be the best match for me. And so I began to start doing my research on natural solutions to increasing my estrogen. And I'll share that in another video. Ladies, if this video gave you some insight into menopause, if this video enlightened you on anything to do with menopause, if you've had a similar experience or another experience, let me know in the comments. And let's share this video so that we can raise awareness, so that we can empower women to actually own their own menopause story, their menopause care and wellness. This is what this channel is all about. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video, and I'll see you in my next video.